Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Vibe with Steph, the podcast. It's been a minute or two or three, something like that. But thank you so much for tuning back in. I know a lot of people have been asking where you been at, Steph. I haven't had an episode. My bad, y'all. Ever since that last episode, I've been very, very busy. So shout out to everybody that heard the first episode of the house music series that I had with Ray. Check out Party with Ray on Instagram. Had to take a little bit of a break because I had to handle a lot of things, like a party that's coming up, and I'm gonna get back to that in a little bit. So the house music series is back, and I'm so excited to explore more and have to introduce you guys to new artists, new DJs, new music, and all that good stuff. So before I actually start, Ray's not here with me today because he's out flying to Vegas for EDC, but I do have a special guest with me, one of my favorite DJs outside, and a very good friend. We actually talked about him in the last episode a lot. Ray was beefing with him that one time, but you got to listen to that. Go back to the other episode and listen to it, and you can jump right into the series like everybody else. So before we go into everything, Francisco, say hi to the people.
Hi, everybody. Francisco over here.
In podcast land.
Happy to be here. She brought me in. I'm here.
You're outside.
Podcast land. Ray, I can't believe you got me doing this over here, but we're all right. We're good. We're here. We're having a good time.
Yeah, you're the sub. You're the substitute.
The sub. Hopefully, I do a good job.
You'll do a great job. We learned a lot about you. We learned a lot from you, so that's why we have you on the show. Francisco, tell us a little bit about yourself before we actually. We want to hear the credentials. What's the creds?
Okay.
Brag about yourself a little bit.
I'm an artist. I produce a lot of tech house music. Been DJing since I was 16, so I got a few miles in the game.
16 going on.
16. Hey. Let's see, we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna not
at a humble age. At a humble age. Listen.
Humble age.
Humble
salt
age.
and pepper. That's it.
Yeah, but we're gonna be celebrating your birthday at our upcoming party, right?
Yep. It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good time. Bodega Beats.
Yes, Bodega Beats, hosted by Vibe with Steph. I know people been asking, when I'm at Steph, are you gonna throw a party? Well, this is the party. This is the party.
It's gonna be the one.
Yes, and I'm excited we have a good ass team, man.
We do.
It kind of like accidentally kind of happened,
it just
but
comes
not really.
Together. The team just comes together.
Yeah, so we gotta shout out our people. Where are people?
We shouting Vic out.
Vic, we print marketing, right?
Wifey Caro.
We got Alex, girl, what's up? We ain't fucking leaving.
But there's more. There's an extended crew.
We have
there's
David, yes, all of them.
Mike, Farah,
yes,
Rebus, it's everybody,
Yes.
It's everybody coming through.
We're
all following the music.
We all follow the music. You gotta have to tell us what the hell that means later. Because I'll be just shouting people, follow the music. Like, what the hell does that mean?
You want to hear the music? You gotta follow.
We want to follow they want to follow the music and Bible study.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, mark your calendars, and hopefully you listen to this before the event. Saturday, May 21st.
Yep.
At Bodega 88. What's the address?
Bodega 88. The address?
573.
Columbus Ave.
Where is it at? On the Upper West Side.
Upper West Side.
Between what and what?
Between the Upper West Side.
Oh my God, you're terrible. Y'all, the event is going to be all over my page. Check it out. Get your tickets. It's going to be a freaking beautiful day. We're going to celebrate Francisco's birthday because we're saying the age. And shout out to DJ Liquid. Ivan is also his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving Taurus season and getting into Gemini season. Lord,
oh boy, it's going to be some wild times.
It's going to be an interesting time, y'all. Yes. I already know it's going to be an interesting episode because you're already starting shit.
It'll be good.
Listen, I'm always telling Francisco about himself, and today's not gonna be any different. But before we get into that, let's jump right into this sponsored ad. Y'all know I gotta throw in the sponsored ads. Take a listen to that. And while it's playing, go onto the Instagram page, like the shit, buy a ticket, and get back right on it. We'll be right back. And we're back from that very short ad. So we're gonna just jump right into it.
Yep.
Because let me tell you, this topic was really interesting to me because as Francisco was outside of America in Tulum.
That was Tuluming it up.
Tulum. We're gonna hear about that experience.
Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to explain.
It's an experience, just like what we're gonna talk about is an experience, right? So you had to kind of be there. I wasn't even there.
Yeah, you were there in spirit.
Yeah,
we were giving you the updates.
It's true. But as you guys were over there in Tulum, and I was over here, we obviously have social media, and I read something on the internet, the good old internet, and you did also, and we both were like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. I'm all passionate over here, like, what the hell? And you over there, like, that's what I said. Did you see this shit? And we're like, roar. And it's like, oh, fuck, I guess. Yeah. It's a topic, though.
It's a topic. It's something to talk about.
Yeah, so.
Might hit a nerve.
I don't, what it is, I really don't care. It doesn't matter. If it hits a nerve, it could hit a nerve. It could teach people something. And, it is what it is. We like to have learning experiences. So we're going to give a shout out real quick to DJ, one of my favorites, Oscar G, because this is something he actually wrote on his page. And because apparently I'm not prepared and I don't have it right in front of me. Francisco does. So let us know what Oscar G wrote, Francisco.
All right. So pretty much over on his Twitter, pretty much said the Afro-Latin house, music trend is cool and all. OG's been doing it for a minute. But it's hilarious to see DJs who for years wouldn't have touched the music with the 10-foot pole jumping on it. You respect the founders and the ones that'll keep repping it post-fad.
Amen.
So there's a lot to unpack there.
That's a whole, and that, I remember you wrote that and I just started reading all the comments and everybody agreed. I mean, it's a thing. I mean, that's such a deep.
It's deep. You got to pick a starting point and just go from there, because one thing leads to the other.
Yeah.
And it's just it's like an onion.
Yeah.
So many layers.
Right.
So many layers to that.
But that's why it was. I think that's why this is a good topic. We're going to talk about that whole. I don't want to. I hate the word. The whole colonization of the music type thing.
Yeah.
Because to an extent, not only house music, but other genres of music that are made by Black and brown people.
Yeah.
Obviously have been. It's colonized. And then you're going to tell us about what are the etiquettes of being a DJ producer.
Absolutely.
And let's say you want to grab those beats. There's a way to go about it, right?
If you want to play that way, there's a right way and wrong way to do things, a right way and a wrong way to go about it.
Right.
If you look at the quote, one of the most interesting things is actually the last word that he said. Post fad. What is a fad when people jump on the fad? Right. Fads come and go. But the originators that are still doing it, they're still going to continue to be doing it. It's not just a fad to the originators.
It's always been here.
It's always been here.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, I'm like, I love like Afro-House and Afro-Latin. Love. And it's always like, oh, it's underground. And I'm like, are we mainstream now? Because this is getting weird,
Even with crossover.
Yeah.
With crossover music,
Yeah. And then it's funny because even, I don't know if it was the same day or the day after, Bad Bunny he dropped his album last Friday. Love it. Y'all know I love me some Bad Bunny. I love it. And it's just interesting because, he's an artist. I think people who, if you like him or not, like his music or not, like, you have to respect.
Music is good.
Yeah, you have to respect the creativity and the artistry behind it, right?
It's good. Nobody sounds like Bad Bunny.
Nobody sounds like it, but he does pick from all types of genres, he picks it from everywhere. You got the rock, the Latin trap, he's like literally almost anything, a love song, a rap song, a diss track, like he plays it all. And he does incorporate all different types of elements and sounds. And interestingly enough, the last album that he just dropped, he had a sample from one of the, like, a house track from like 87. I was like, yo, this is wild,
House music is in everything.
It's in everything. Some people don't even know that they like house music until
I've noticed that.
Yeah, I'm like, you do like house music, stupid. Like, you don't know until somebody tells you.
Or when people don't know that it's a techno track. I'm like, that's actually a techno track. What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just about educating, but even in the that song he has, El Apagón. I love that song. It's a little vulgar, FYI, if you haven't heard it. But in English, he does say, in Spanish he says, "Ahora cabrones, ¿por qué no antes?" In that song, he's basically talking about like people, artists. Now everybody wants to be Latino, everybody wants to be Hispanic because, like you said, it's a fad. But how about before? Like, why not before? And he does in that song. Again, it's lyrical and it's all that stuff, but really the point of it is like Latins, blacks, whites, everybody was always segregated in music. Like, oh, you don't play that, you can't cross over there, you can't do that. And now it's like everything is like everybody wants to be integrated, but it's not even going the right way. It's like y'all were over there and we were over here.
That's how it was. That's how it was back in the day. It was called Latin crossover. And the only Latin crossover music were Shakira, Thalia, Latin crossover.
Ricky Martin.
Yeah. It's Latin crossover, but it's only one or two little songs. It was always separate.
Yeah.
It was always separate with the door wouldn't really open as much, but now it's everywhere.
But even if I always laugh, and not laugh, but I'm like, you say crossover, you say things like that, something I respect, and not that it's about a respecting or not being mean artist, music is music, but everybody knows Bad Bunny, right? And he does not say a lick of English. It's not English. He says all of his albums are going to be in Spanish. He doesn't want to do a crossover album, and he's still breaking like the charts everywhere. So that comes to show you, like he is staying true to his roots, and that's fine. But he also brings in,
brings a lot to the
English, but no, he has his English. People that sing in English, producers from everywhere. So I do think, when you say things like etiquette, I think he has let's say a good way of doing it. But
I could possibly tell you that most likely, more than nothing, Bad Bunny would put in the time to learn and understand the music that he's putting out.
Right.
There's a reason why everybody dances to it. I mean, I've heard cumbia in his music. I've heard merengue in his music.
Rock.
Trap, rock. You name it.
But he brings those producers on those tracks with him. It's not like he's like, let me figure it out. Here, you know how to do this. Come over here. Even we were listening to a track before we did the podcast by Buscabulla, and they're not like a bazillion million followers on Instagram. They're like pretty local, low key, kind of hippie-ish, 70-ish looking. You could see them in the street.
They got some cool style.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But it's not a fad. They've always been like this. You know what I mean? So why when you read it? Because I know we were like, how we both feeling all like raw, and we both feeling all spicy.
That was the initial feeling. I mean,
and every time we talk about it, you want to comment, OG, they ain't got all this song and sauce like us. It's not the same. That's how
true.
I was feeling.
That's true. We were shouting from the top.
Yeah, I mean, I still do. It's just me. But like, what got you riled up? What made you say, you know what, this is a fact. This is true. Especially being a producer and being, who you are in the industry.
To me, it all comes down to something that, Carolina said to me, and it's really, you could break it down to all of that. It's intent. What is your intentions when you're making this music? So when I heard the Oscar G, when I read the quote, I know exactly what he's talking about, because you'll see DJs that never played Afro Latino beats ever. And then all of a sudden, because it's cool and everybody's catching on, you're just all of a sudden going to start throwing those tracks. All right, for me, approaching it as an artist, I would want to do my homework a little bit.
Right.
Understand the music, understand the roots, where it's coming from. Who were the originators that really started with that style? Oscar G has been playing like that since I was in high school.
He still plays. That's him.
And I'm gonna say this: high school for me was a long time ago.
Long time ago. Y'all can do the math later.
A long time ago. Let's just say that.
He's a vampire, y'all.
But
I swear.
He's been doing it for all I can think about,
Yeah.
And then he was the only person doing it.
Yeah. Well, then Louis Vega.
Then you got Louis Vega.
Louis
Vega's house. Louis
House
Vega's
soul. Yeah.
The Afro Beats, you got Kenny Dope, all these OGs that have been doing it from back in the day.
Black Coffee's a feast. He's not back. He doesn't go way back to then.
Black Coffee started his own movement out in South
yeah,
Africa.
but that's the thing, when we talk about like the history and stuff, it, like really when I do my research. I do a lot of fucking reading on whatever I want to talk about, whatever I love, and I do, and I'm like, this Afro-House thing, this isn't new to them over there.
Mm-hmm.
This has been there forever. This is their thing.
I was listening to Afro-House before anybody even knew.
Yeah, it don't even be in English. It be in whatever language, Igbo, Yoruba, whatever they're doing. That's the language. That's what it is.
And
so
it's fairly new in the Afro-House came to, and I've been listening to it probably for like about 10 years.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
And 10 years ago when nobody really was into it.
Yeah.
I used to tune into a South African radio station called Deeper Shades. Mm-hmm. This DJ, Lars Behrenroth, would put me on to a lot of deep African soul
Lars
music.
what? What's his last name?
Lars Behrenroth. It's he has Behrenroth. Yes, deepershades.net. He always has that. I was listening to that stuff when I was a novice, and I learned so much about the South African sound there. And
that sound is what we hear now.
I was listening to Black Coffee. What is it? Superman, or something like that. I forgot what it was called years ago.
I think it's
Superwoman.
Yeah, because I like that track.
And then
love the track.
I hear people.
Is it Superwoman?
Superman.
Carolina's in the background. Superman. There's a Superman. There's Superwoman. No, there's a track. We're gonna look it up.
But that was years ago.
Yeah.
You hear it now. People playing it like it's new.
Yeah, that's on my playlist. My Black Coffee playlist.
So, but I went searching. I went trying to understand and really find out where that music is from. Where is he originated? To the point where I'm like, I wanna go to South Africa.
Right.
I wanna immerse myself
it's an
in
experience.
it. I wanna go in there, but that's because I want to understand the music and know where it's coming from, the roots.
Right. But you know what too? I feel like, all type of music, whatever style they get, it's a feeling, right? Yeah. So like it's like people connect with that. It's emotional, it's whatever it may be, right? So I know sometimes people when they go out with me or whoever, whenever people go out with their friends in this new genre, let's say this house, this techno, there's no words. And it's like, bro, every song doesn't have to have words. Like this is really a feeling. So like when I go and I'm out,
it's a feeling, you hear it all the time.
It's a spiritual thing. Like, and it really, really is. And I mean that, like, I can't even explain it to people. So I'm like, you have to go.
That's kind of the best way that
you gotta come outside. Because I know, like, for me, I'm like, I really feel like when I go to something like that, I just was at the party Anani played at Louis Vega's wife, and it's like you go in and it's really like it really is a vibe. Mm-hmm. But like I leave it, I feel like I was just in church. Like I got revived and like it's healing.
You let loose.
Yeah.
You just feel there's a certain kind of joy that you experience.
Yeah, and because really, if you do look back on that history, right? Then when you say Africa, back in South Africa, like when the music is something that they couldn't take away, right? When they did that whole colonization, you couldn't take away the music. You could take away their language, but you can't take away their music, right? So that's how they expressed themselves. So that was a healing thing for them. That was a spiritual thing for them. And that's why when we listen to those tracks, for me, I'm like, yo, you hear it, and it's like I joke about it, but I don't joke about it. I'm like, yo, I be really feeling like I'm connecting to my ancestors, like for real.
It means something for everybody.
Right.
Everybody takes it in, but if there's one thing you can take away is that it's not a bad thing.
No.
It's pure goodness. It's nothing but good positivity, spiritual. You meet great people.
Oh my God,
people, the conversations that you have with people, the relationships that you create,
it's unifying. It's a unifying experience,
right? Unifying experience, and that style of music is exactly what it is.
So do you think when we see something like Oscar G, right, with what he said, it's all right, like for me, I always feel like he's like perverse this, like, like you just, I feel like it's dirty now, right? Like, oh, why would you do that? It's like you just took this experience, it's so beautiful, you just threw it on. What the fuck, like what you just. It's not even
it doesn't sound right. It's not organic, and it's a double-edged sword, right? It can be good and it can be bad.
What's the good? Okay, I know how it's bad. What's
the good part is, look, it's regardless of what it is, it's still spreading the music, right?
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's introducing that style of music, that feeling, that that maybe even if it gets one person or two or three people to really spark the curiosity and look into that style of music, then it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Because then they're going to show it to people, and then now it grows. So you might not be flipping and playing the set like Louis Vega might do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have
nobody could have.
You could have the same songs. And not play the same songs, but you can't do it like Louis Vega.
Yeah, you don't got that kind of style song like Bad Bunny said. That's whatever he said, ain't got the source, not like that.
Right back to the etiquette part. Just do the homework. Do the homework, understand the music. Don't just play the tracks for the sake of just playing tracks and you see that it's popular.
Yeah, and you can, even to piggyback on that, like, and I think I talked to you about it before when Beyonce. I'm not this huge Beyonce fan, right? Like, I respect her, I love her a lot. I'm not like this Beehive, bro. Like, no,
everybody's all the single everybody.
I mean, I like her song. She's a fucking icon, like, but I mean, I just don't follow like that, right? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. Okay. But I love her.
You like the other Queen Bee?
No, I love Rihanna.
What about the other
which one?
Rihanna, Little Kim.
No, Rihanna. Oh, I love
Little
Kim. Listen, I love all the women in the music. I love us all. But there's just like I'm not like a super fan.
A lot of queens out there.
Yeah, I'm not a super fan, but let me tell you, when she dropped that visual album, Homecoming. And regardless of if I'm a huge super fan or I'm just a regular fan, there's levels. There's levels to this, right? There's levels to this. I literally had goosebumps on my arms, like, watching it, because the style of music that was in it hasn't necessarily been the whole hip hop, the way she usually does. It was definitely Beyonce, but it was like this evolution of something, right? She literally, and I read on it, she went to Africa. She went there. She recorded there. The artists that she included were people in that genre. Like, you want the Afro beats, she had the Afro.
She brought in the professionals.
For the people. And those people, they became known over here. Like, right, well, who the hell was that? And they put out even the clothing, the style, the fashion. Those things were even made by the people over there. Like, she really brought in all the source. She was like, if I'm gonna get it done, I'm gonna go straight to the source,
That's doing it right.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can't just go to fucking Africa and jump on an elephant in their video
or anything, but you could research.
Yeah, but she did a phenomenal, and that's not even it's not house music, but I mean, it's all relative, right? Like, it's all
relative. A lot of the same instruments that they use in that style of house music, or in house music in general.
Right.
There are African beats, African drums, Latin percussion. Latin percussion comes from African drums.
Okay.
That's where it comes from.
Period.
We wouldn't have Latin percussion if we didn't have African percussion.
Right.
So it's all related. Even in the music that you hear today. Current music as well.
I mean, not the ones that's trash.
Not those. So we're not going to talk about those.
We're going to talk about those. What is you say that not to deviate from the actual topic, but you say you've been in like you've been listening to the Afro-House once the last 10 years, right? What's your, so people could get to know you a little better too, what's your, I don't want to say preferred or specified, because I know you're very explore everything. What would you say what's your favorite genre to play?
Oof.
Put you on the spot. I never let you think about
favorite
that
genre
that
to
wasn't
play
even
is
notes.
it wasn't.
It wasn't even notes. Put him on the spot.
I don't know. I go through phases. I can't say I necessarily have a favorite, because
you go through phases of your
I go
music,
through
like
phases,
you go in phases
even,
to your life.
Absolutely, I guess so. Yeah, right. Because I'll go when I'm producing music, and I'm like, I'll tell everybody I'm going through a house phase right now, and then I'll just start coming up with a bunch of house tracks. I'll go through a tech house phase and just start coming up with a bunch of tech house or minimal or deep tech or whatever it is. It's really whatever I like, whatever the flavor is. So
what's your favorite?
I really like to rock a party.
There's your phases.
But you could rock a party in any which way.
Well,
right now,
some things are more
I'm
fun
liking
than
the
others.
house music,
because
the house music is like,
that's my vibe.
You got the soul, you got the joy, you got the drums.
It's too much soul for some people. Some people be like, "Oh, this is soulful."
Ah, man,
it ain't for you, baby. It ain't for you.
No, because it incorporates a lot of break beat, a lot of different styles, piano. piano, some
That Google's
jazz,
breakbeats.
some soul. Breakbeat? Yeah.
What's that?
Breakbeat is a crazy. I don't know. It's So the best way I could explain breakbeat is, like a breakdown in the James Brown song. He's like, hit me, and then you hear like
he's like, hit me,
okay, that little breakdown, boogie down, like little part right there.
Breakdown.
That is breakbeat. If I could explain it to you.
Okay.
That's a breakbeat.
I'm over here writing down notes in my phone. Breakbeat. Okay, look that up.
Funny relation in hip hop.
Okay.
They started with the two turntables. The DJ, whoever was spinning, would just spin the breakdown part of the song.
It's like the drop. It's like the drop.
Pretty much the drop, if you can consider it the drop, right?
Okay, drop, breakbeat.
So the reason why they had two turntables and two of the same records is because you drop the breakbeat on one side, but to keep the same beat going, you drop it on the other side. So you're juggling the breakbeat so you can extend a 15-second little breakdown. You could just keep on extending it. It's the same thing as playing loops. You're just doing that on turntables.
That's dope. Wow.
So that's how DJs used to do it back in the day. That's why you needed two records of everything, and you needed two turntables.
That makes sense now.
So because you couldn't loop it, so that's essentially that's manually looping.
That's it.
So the name of that breakdown is breakbeat.
Breakbeat. Yeah. We're gonna hashtag breakbeat on the post and history of DJing 101. Yeah, that's cool. No, see, I told y'all this man know what he's talking about. You know what? No, honestly, like, I think I've known you like a year and a half, little almost around there. And I just, I watch you like produce and you, Mr. Rivas. I've like literally like been in the studio and I'm like, wow, this is a lot. Like, this is a fucking lot. And I'm there like, wait, I just see all the shit on all the screens. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. But you really can see the creative process, right? Yeah. I've also seen motherfuckers just be like, drop that shit on a playlist. And I'm like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. No. I feel disrespected. I just spent hours in the studio and I just saw them how they made that fucking 30 seconds. Yeah. And I'm like, this is disrespectful. I'm gonna just I want to turn their shit off. That's how I feel.
What I mean, one thing that you witnessed during that interaction is that when we're bouncing off each other, me and Mr. Rivas,
Hey, Mr. Rivas.
Johnny Boy. When we're thinking about it, we're like, oh yeah, do you have like some kind of African percussion? Let's find a nice
y'all have me Googling a song, find it.
Let's get a conga in there. This one's a conga in there. That comes from our roots. That comes from where we're coming from. We're pulling from there.
And he's a big hip hop head too, right?
Yeah.
He's a big. I was very impressed by that. He's another one. I gotta get Rivas on the show.
We're nerds, just nerds with music, essentially.
Yeah, but and that's what it is, right? Because we as the listeners, right, consumers of music and the fans and all this stuff, we see the finished product, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody always sees the finished product. It's like when you see a wedding, you see the end and you're like, oh my God, this was phenomenal. But you don't see all that fucking headaches, people that got fired, people who cried, all that stuff in between. When we do events, we see, oh my God, that was so much fun. But we don't see the fights that we had with people, the friends that we lost, the motherfuckers we had to curse out. We don't see all of that. So, like, I'm really honored and, like, just have seen, like, sometimes I'm like, I was like, why dudes be in the studio for so long? And I'm like, holy shit, I see why they be.
Time. You got to sleep in there. You got to have your meal, lunch in there.
I mean, I don't, and I really don't, I don't know, like, people in, let's say, outside of the house and music scene where I'm like, let me go in the studio. I'm sure it's probably just as robust because shit, it's a lot. But just that process is like wild. Like, I think at this point, I'm just like, don't call yourself a DJ to my face because I'm gonna cuss you out if I hear it. Yeah, there was one time.
DJs out there.
Oh my God, quote unquote fucking DJs, because bro, let me be on there. I play my playlist. Like
everybody, it's a lot harder than you think.
But no, it's not. I know, and I say that to say that because it's really harder than what they play, and I'm like, bro, that is even outside the house, bro. That's really like
But you know what's actually pretty cool though? Even when you put in together playlists, a lot of what DJing is track selection.
Oh my God, bro. Yes.
Track selection.
People's playlists are trash too. Mine ain't trash. I got good tracks on my selection. Shit. It flows.
Look, you can play whatever you want to play, but it might not necessarily be the right time to play that specific song.
Let it flow.
You know, you gotta work into certain things sometimes. So
yeah, we gotta work our way into things.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, you know, I think I mean, people don't give people enough credit for what they do. And I think that's why in something like that, like what Oscar G said, it's not so much, oh, it was a fad or whatever. It's like, man, it's all like the blood, sweat, and tears that they took to even make that.
Yeah.
And you just fucking took it. You literally colonization of music. Just come up in here like, okay, good, you're bye.
Afro-House is dope. Now I'm gonna start playing this and not really understand, just going on tracks, and people are gonna eat it up, and that's cool,
right?
You know, because like I said, intent, right? It's even if you have mad intent or your intentions aren't as maybe justifiable or righteous as somebody else that would really put in the time and really try to understand the music.
Right.
At the end of the day, as upset as it might get any of us, it is still spreading music and it's still spreading our culture out there, and it's gonna get somebody.
Who was it that you told me that I wasn't? I mean, you know, I'm always asking about like, who is that? Who's this? Where they come from? Because some things I like and I don't know, and I like to research or ask. Like, you know who this guy is or this person or whatever. You like, said the Martinez brothers were one of the first ones to play.
They started dropping hip hop.
That's what it. That's what it was. I want to tell me more about that. Tell me about that.
Actually, they be getting a little now that dembo is coming into the music.
You know, I really don't follow them that much because I probably shouldn't. They're Puerto Rican, right? I should probably.
I think they're Puerto Rican.
They're Puerto Rican. They're Puerto Rican. I gotta really check them out a little more because I listen to. I'll be like, he said to listen to them, and I'll be like, all right, let me jump on it.
Yeah, because they're dope.
So they what they
started playing. They started playing like hip. Well, you're gonna hear like now you're gonna start hearing Bad Bunny like samples in house music.
How long have I been asking for it?
Dembo.
I've been asking for Bad Bunny.
You're gonna start hearing reggaeton. Everybody's dropping in reggaeton in the house music.
How long have I been waiting for that? I've been yelling at y'all. Put the shit in the music.
Yes, hey, for me that's cool. That's cool. You can do that, but you know, you ain't never dropped reggaeton in your track. You don't even know what he's saying right now. How you gonna drop that a cappella?
Yeah, man. I'm waiting for it. This is a whole movement. I'm like, is it happening now? Yes. And I can know if it's trash. And then I'm like, that's disrespectful. I'm gonna go and flip over all your fucking turntables. Yeah, I'll turn over all your equipment.
Well, it's good and bad, right? It's cultural appropriation, I guess. Give credit to the artist. You know, that's kind of why Oscar G's saying, give credit. Give credit to the OGs. Pay. Not saying necessarily pay homage, right?
Yeah.
Just do a little homework. Have good intentions when you're playing that.
Don't fucking respect. Don't be fucking disrespectful. I said that on Vibe with Steph. I sure did.
Don't you ever disrespect me.
Don't disrespect me on my music, on my people. Because I'm going to come for you. It's just so, you know, and we're going to take a little break in a little bit. But, you know, I know you even said you've heard people steal your shit.
Oh, I've been a victim, yeah.
Bro, I cussed somebody out. What? I'll show up to your house. You play my shit without giving me credit. Like, I mean, I guess that's the industry.
I mean, everybody steals from everybody, I guess, at some point.
Don't go steal from me.
That's what they were doing back in the day.
Right.
But
back in what was that? Disco days?
Sampling. They were sampling the hard way back in the day.
Right.
But, you know, now everybody's sampling, cool. But clearing a sample is a little tough. But if you're really about it, clear the sample. Or
clear the sample, more DJ talk.
or pay homage, you know, credit the artist, credit the original artist if you can, you know, don't just hop on because everybody else is doing it now and it's another fad.
Yeah, I think that's
everybody dropping in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no DJ, you know, so I don't know the etiquette. I'll be doing shit all wild.
But you hear it, but it gets the crowds going.
Of course, but even still, like, let's say you don't know how to give credit, right? I feel like sometimes, like, an opportunity like this, as I said, with Beyonce, it's an opportunity to collaborate with people, right? Like, maybe, I heard or something. When you say do your homework, it's like, these are opportunities where it's like somebody like who's big, man. And it's like, why don't you collaborate? Like, look,
I'd rather collaborate. If I know any reggaetonero or any dembo dude, hit me up, man. We'll make a track together and make it original.
Exactly.
I won't have to rip it or do any of that stuff. And you get credit on the
track. Get credit. The collaboration is so
instead of just ripping.
And you bring your people, I bring my people, and let's do it together. And I know something that I honor and I hold so dear to my heart is I love collaborations because I want to put people on and I want people to put me on.
That's what we doing.
And that's why, as we, and before we go into this commercial break, I think that's how this whole Bodega Beats project, like, just kind of was birthed. Because I'm trying to put myself on, you try to put yourself on, and we kind of just have conversations. And it just kind of, we all just trying to do the same thing. We all have the same goal. We all want to spread the music, right? And we want people to follow the music.
We want each other to succeed.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like you said, we have those intentions. So, guys, before we continue to the next little set, we're going to break down to this little ad real quick, and we'll be right back. I'll be trying to use my sexy voice when we get back. It doesn't work. Now we're back. Drop some dollars if you want to donate to the podcast. That's not working. Oh, goodness. Yo, no, I'm learning a lot this episode. Francisco coming out with the facts and the historical fucking representation of the shit we talking about.
There's a lot. There's a lot to it.
It's heavy. It's heavy. It's loaded. It's a lot between getting offended and between treading on fine lines because you're a DJ. You don't want to say no crazy shit, and also in just trying to. You have to keep people aware, and I always tell people, hey, some people are going to be offended.
Yeah. Usually some people, if you're offended, that means you care, right?
Yeah.
That means you care.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't say anything.
That's true. Right.
So it's a good thing. If you take music seriously and if you're really about it, then it might rub you a little bit the wrong way initially, right?
Right.
Then you have a little bit of time to reflect and be like, it's still a little bad, but
Yeah, I'm still mad, and that was last week. That was last week. I'm still mad.
Which is nice to talk about,
right?
Because maybe somebody saw that post and doesn't really understand like where he's coming from.
And something I always say, I'm always like, conversations just need to be had, and that's in anything. It's not only music. People people don't understand certain things, or people think a certain way, or people only think a certain way and don't expand that thought process because it's literally conversations, right? And I guess with this and music is really nothing but a conversation.
Yeah,
it's really nothing but a conversation. Like we said before we went to commercial, we're like, probably be best or probably a great idea if somebody wants to sample some kind of music. Why don't you just go to the person, the creator? That's a conversation.
Yeah,
a collaboration begins with a conversation. I'm gonna write that shit down. That's a good quote.
Yeah,
a collaboration begins with a conversation.
Okay, I like it. It's got a nice little swing.
You better copyright that shit. Put it on a shirt.
They heard it first. You heard it first.
You heard it here first. Write the day that you're hearing it, whenever that is. Hopefully, it's when it drops. But anyway, so Francisco, now that we're getting, we got very serious, we got all that good stuff out, and we let our feelings out about this topic. I know a lot about you. I think you're awesome. I want people to know how awesome you are, how awesome this movement is, this whole follow the music movement. But before you expound on that, I'm really, really dying to know about this whole experience in Tulum, because you was on the radio over there, and I was listening to it with your jacked up Wi-Fi over there. I was trying to listen and clean, and I was like, do not disturb because I can't get out of this Instagram live. What happened? I don't know where you want to start.
Man, where do I begin? Tulum's an experience, hard to put into words. You kind of just need to go there, right? Just go there and soak it all in, and try to live in the moment. Don't necessarily. You could go there with no plans. You could just buy a ticket and go. And
a one-way ticket, the way life is looking over here.
Yeah. But it was cool. We got out there as a bit of a music trip, a little business, a little pleasure, and a couple of people out there. Shout out to my boy Johnny.
Hey Johnny, miss you over here. Yes, love him.
He's doing big things out there. I love that guy, man.
Yeah, I love that guy too. Big shout out to you, Johnny.
So much in common. So He's a great host out there. He introduced me to a couple of people.
He's got a thing over there, right? People want to stay over there.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of a bit of a concierge over there.
Yeah. We'll shout that out and we'll put it in the little
he
podcast
runs
somewhere.
This thing called Tulum.
Yeah. I'm gonna shout you out, Johnny. We're gonna put it on here.
Yeah. It's everything, all the parties, everything you want to do, where you want to book, where you want to stay. So definitely, he's
we'll put a sponsor ad on here for you, Johnny.
He's dope. So he looked out for me. We're out there, and he knows I'm into the music and all of that. So we went to a couple of clubs out there, chopped the breeze, meet a lot of people, and then just so happens that he was able to help me get onto Radio Tulum out there and do a special 1-hour guest set. Omar Labastida runs that out there, so got to meet him, chop it up a little bit, and got to do the damn thing out there.
Yeah,
that's like the icing on the cake.
I heard it. I was commenting the whole time. You have your producer freaking video lady over here, Carolina. I was holding down the fort. Yeah, and then she's like, "Do you see it?" I'm like, "Wi-Fi shit." Welcome to Mexico, right? You can't have it all, right?
Man. I was playing, and it's dope. It's nice to spread the music, spread your style. Get to be you. I cut loose a little bit on this a little bit.
That's cool.
It's cool.
Did you feel like a learning experience musically?
A learning experience all over. Musically, learning experiences on how to be in the moment, be present, and really just take life for what it is. It could be here today and gone tomorrow.
Right. Do you feel like, I've never been to Tulum. Do you think that, is that one of those places where it's like, if you're an artist, if you're some kind of creative, that's somewhere you should probably put at the top of your bucket list?
100%.
Yeah? Is that like a creative field, you think?
Even if you there's an energy, out there. If you're into that, right?
Yeah,
you're into spirituality. There's an energy that you get there that you don't get anywhere else.
Okay.
Highly
recommend.
I've traveled all over the place, and it's unique.
Yeah.
I go there almost once a year now in Mexico. So it's definitely.
Was that your first time in Tulum though, or
first time in Tulum staying?
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And
we
went
go
on
back
a holiday.
Again.
Not just a regular vacation. We was out.
Can y'all come back because we got this party and hello.
Yeah. So I came back with fresh eyes and ears. I'm not the same person that I was before I went there. I can get
y'all left me with y'all friends. I was a concierge for y'all friends. Shout out to the whole squad.
Yeah.
Gina.
Gina,
hey
Alex,
y'all, all
the New York cats.
Y'all was dope as hell.
Caesar, I
was concierging the fuck out of your squad over here while y'all was out there in Tulum.
Shout out to my boy Danny, Jonathan Lai.
Yes, Chico was
Chico.
That's my boy. I hope he listens to this.
Love him.
Johnny's concierging y'all over there, and they was vibing with stuff over here. It was a thing. That was an experience for me too. It really was. We're not talking about this on this episode, but that's just another topic. It's another topic because it's definitely, I learned a lot about what I like to do, and everything revolves around, for me in my life, especially now, it kind of revolves around the music scene. Like I was even while y'all experiencing that, I was over here experiencing a Nane.
Yeah.
Benny Soto played. Shout out to this guy Christian Mantini. I don't even know if he listens to this, but I'm gonna specifically put him on here, and I'm gonna put a little shout out because I've not heard him. I heard him for the first time at a Nane's birthday party, and he's dope. You know how picky I am when I pick people. I'm like, I don't like this nigga. I don't like this one. That was trash. That flow was bad. Your transition sucked.
You definitely do pick it apart.
I'm a critic. I can't play fish. I don't know how to DJ shit. But
you know music.
But I know it, and I'm like, man, I really love the way that guy plays. I feel like he plays with like his heart, and you got me moving and grooving. I'm like, yeah, I need to follow you on somewhere. So shout out to you, Christian Mantini, because while these dudes was out in Tulum, I was listening to you twice, and that was dope, So I feel like it's cool to see like everybody in our bodega beats, let's say, like we're all kind of going through this evolutionary experience, and we're all really just in this evolving stage of wherever we are in our life, and at the end of the day, wherever we all kind of just get back, and it's around the music, you know. Like, hello, I love to follow the music. I'm following the music, and it's up here. Hello, what the hell is follow the music, Francisco? I need the birth story.
All right.
I need it.
Well, the idea, it's a concept. It's a movement, right? I mean, how many times do you go to the same party to see the same DJ? How many times do you go pay whatever and you hear a big name DJ or whatever, something that's just you always hear it, it's always the same, it's so
yeah, I mean, time and time again.
There's so much talent out there that's unknown, so many good DJs, people that I've met out here in Jersey, David Rodriguez.
Shout out to David Rodriguez. Yes. Shout out to David Rodriguez.
Cast, the Queens cast, the Brooklyn cast.
Miss Jennifer.
Miss Jen.
Oh, yes.
Ariel.
These women out here really doing it.
So,
oh my God, yes.
So what it is like, follow the music. Go to where the music is at. You want something different. You want to experience something. You want to hear somebody new, something different, some new beats.
But that's why that underground shit is dope. Because it's like, that's where the music is, right?
Yeah, so,
that's all I did last week. I was just at a like underground shit. It wasn't even packed. Like you're sweating. You were sweating because you were dancing and enjoying yourself. Not because everyone's out with their phones recording the damn DJ. That's
exactly what you're doing.
That's my fucking pet peeve.
You're going to follow that.
My pet peeve is everybody out with their phone recording the DJ play. Like, bro, it's an experience, and you're not gonna get that through the videos, right?
It's a dope party when you don't post no pictures, right? Because you forgot to pull out the camera.
Yeah, I had to get a couple of my damn shots. I gotta give him a shot with Louis Vega. I'm hot and sweaty, got my jacket off. I'm like, shit, I don't look as good, but those are those photo ops. Like even meeting a legend like Louis Vega, I was just like, oh my God. I try to not fangirl.
He's dope, but he's humble though,
he
right?
is. He brought out a cake for Kevin Williams. I'm like, dude, you just came in through the cut on the side door. Like, bro, I've been listening to you since I was 5. Like, I told him that. I was like, I've been listening to you since I was 5.
Cool.
You're my Theo now. Like, I told him that he laughs. You know, but it's so good to see people like somebody like that, right? He's a Puerto Rican dude from New York, and he's everywhere. You know, he travels, and you can tell he really loves what he does. Because how many people do this shit for 30 years and you're like, was worn out, you know? It's like
time in the game.
Yeah, he just dropped his album, right? The Expansions in New York, and he's got BBC Finance on, he's got Honey Deej on. Like, there's growth. There's still, yeah, man. I'm like, the people that he collaborated with, I'm like, what? Like,
he spreads joy for a living.
Yeah, you do. You got gospel on here. Like, this is amazing.
You see, isn't that's such a wonderful feeling to be able to put a smile on someone's face, be responsible for someone's good time. You never know what people are going through.
It's an organic,
you know, everybody goes through stuff, and sometimes their only release is going to listen to music, you know, and then if you can help them experience
music's a love language. Music's a love language, y'all. And you know what? How you said about Tulum, right? It's an energy. I think, and not to knock any music, right? Because that's not where we're trying to bash anything. But, you know, having been from going to clubs back in the day where it was anything from all the Latin music, the hip hop music, you know, it's the house music, the techno. It's all a different energy, right?
Yeah.
Not only I mean, some music is a little more aggressive than others.
A little bit more, whatever your flavor, right?
Yeah, that's personally my thing, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to be in an aggressive environment. I mean, fuck. If I want to be in one of those moods where I'm like, I just need to I listen to that deep, dark, underground shit. Like, it's
awesome,
deep and dark, right? And there's no lyrics needed. I throw my own shit out there, right?
Beats.
Just give me the beats. Then there's those times I want the vocals. Give me all the fucking vocals, you know?
Sometimes they speak to you.
Right, yeah. So, you know, but it's definitely it's an energy, right? Like, you feel when it's a little lighter, when it's a little happier, when it's you're like,
I like to get down and dirty every now and then.
I love to get down and dirty all the time.
Go through the mud.
I love going through the mud.
Then I like to start listening to soulful stuff just like you.
And then I'm over here listening to the
then
freaking
we going disco.
Oh my God. You know, I think honestly, that's my, you know how you say you go through phases?
Yeah.
I think that's my phase right now. I'm in this whole disco funk phase. I don't know why. I want to go wear bell bottoms. You're gonna be there for a while. I want to wear bell bottoms and shit.
That feeling sticks around for a while.
Yeah, I'm over here like, I got a whole funk disco beats playlist.
And it's
so, I don't even know. I'm just clicking on everything. And it's like, you know, me and my Apple Music, you should also listen to. I'm like, yeah, listen to that too. And I'm just here like, bro, this was like before I was born. Like, and I just love it. And it's the original. It'll be like the original tracks. And then I'm like, oh, somebody mixes. Let me go hear that, you know? And then I'm Googling like, well, who are these people? Where did they come from? Because I'm a nerd. I'm a history buff. I'm a music history buff. I love it here. But that's why, for instance, school, I like to hear you. I like to listen to you when you talk about just your, you know, music, because it's like, it's history. I like it. I like to hear history. I don't have to read it. You can just tell me.
Yeah,
and you know, I don't listen to nobody.
It, man.
You know, I don't listen. No, I don't listen. I don't listen to nobody.
You know, you don't listen to nobody.
I'm like, whatever. I know everything.
Pay attention to me.
But I listen because you drop knowledge.
There's way more knowledgeable people than me out there.
No, there is, but you know what? You don't act like you know everything, and we'll research it together, you know. And I'm like, yo, did you know? Oh shit, I didn't know that, you know. And it's always good, but I like to hang around people like that. There's people like even Ray, you know. Ray will be back, but he knows so much, and you would think Ray's an older person because of all this knowledge that he knows, you know. So it's always great to be able to enjoy the music, like follow the music, and be with people who not only really enjoy the music and have a great time dancing and vibing or whatever, but it's just so much sweeter where you're like, you know, it came from too, so did I.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? It's almost like
Share
when you
some.
it's almost like when you're like that person where you're like, I'm Puerto Rican. Yo, you Puerto Rican too? Yo, and you just like start talking about stuff like, yo, but from what part? And you're like, you know, that's that rapport that you build with it. So it's like, you like your music, you're like, and then you're like, but did you hear? Oh yeah, it's really, music is a love language, man. It brings people together. And I love like house music so much because it really does bring people from everywhere. We met somebody, Sal, he was his name. He was an Italian dude, and he was just loving the whole thing, and he knew the song. We went to see Tony Humphries at House of X, and he was like starstruck.
If you're listening to Tony Humphries, you're an OG yourself.
Yeah, and I'm here like, what you know about Tony Humphries out in Italy, sir? Like, he was really getting it, but it really brings people together. It really, really does, you know. And so when we follow the music, that's what we do. We don't only follow the music. We get some history. We got a history class in there too.
You learn a little something. You come out little knowledge, you know, little dabble, little tip of the iceberg.
Yo, you gotta get some vocals on those good tracks.
Yeah, we'll get some.
I know a good person. Just throwing it out there, guys.
Somebody,
I'm gonna put a poll on this. If you think Vibe with Steph should have some vocals, say yes in the poll right on Spotify.
Here we go. I don't know. That's gonna open up a can of worms.
Press yes.
You know, our album is coming out.
Dropping this album tomorrow.
Wait a minute, what's going on over here?
Have me on the front with my fucking hat on, like leopard shit all over everything.
Yeah.
See me just walking in, don't talk to me, talk to my publicist. Follow the fucking music, people. I'm ridiculous. I'm always gonna be ridiculous, but it's always a good time when you're not with stuff. Everybody loves to hear.
Yeah.
Everybody loves to hear. So before we finish up here, we definitely, like I said in the beginning, you see this man. You don't see this man because this is a whole like podcast, like audio, so you know you can't see him. But he's gonna be on the cover art, so you can see him there. Anyway, he's gonna be playing at Bodega 88. May 21st. May 21st, and it's not the first time, and it's certainly not gonna be the last time. Y'all gonna follow his page. What's your Instagram?
Francisco Samuel _DJ. That's my Instagram.
That's Instagram. You can find him on Apple Music,
on everything.
Spotify, Beatport, Tracksource, TikTok,
YouTube,
all of it, all the places.
Yeah, just look me up. I'm all over the place.
He's got a little VIP link on his Instagram if you click it, right? And
if you click that VIP link, it takes you to everything.
Yeah, you international. You got us some international charts, right?
Out there.
Don't be humble. I'm telling you to brag about yourself.
We charted some music back in the day. We're looking at charts some more. You know?
Back in the day, and now it's a new day.
Not even back in the day. It was like a couple months
That was really. I see. He's trying to be humble. This is not the time to be humble. I'm telling you to brag, sir.
All right. Well, here's what we got. We got some music coming out. We got some new parties. I got some music coming out in June, 3 tracks.
Okay.
I got a track coming out with a homeboy I ain't telling about. Yes.
Okay.
But releasing a track on my boy Massive Sounds.
Oh shit! Fuck it
Posada.
up. Okay, Andrew.
Track over
coming
there.
out of the woodworks.
And we got some music coming out. So on top of that, the private patio session is going down.
That's very private, but don't be trying to come to private shit if you ain't coming to the public shit.
Only.
Don't come to the private
Bodega
shit
first. That's what we
if you don't come to the public shit, because I act like I'm security everywhere we go. I take my people very seriously.
Yeah.
Y'all know this. I'm the unofficial security. Yeah, I handle people out the fucking
security. Be secure and stuff.
Yeah, I really do. I do. And then my security is Carolina, because she be fucking shit up too. Get somebody, better get somebody. Shout out to Carolina, Francisco's wife.
Yes.
Let me tell you, this man would not be Francisco Samuel _DJ if it wasn't for her. Swear to God, the man can't even say his name sometimes.
I would have hung it up, man.
Shout out to my girl, my homie, my home girl, my friend. She got it on lock. Yeah. If the dude, I don't think he would have nailed that shit in Tulum either. I'm just letting you know, because she was recording that shit, right? But every good man got a great woman next to him. I just let y'all know that now. Yes, so follow my page, follow his page, follow Bodega Beats Project on Instagram. It's up and coming. Can y'all try to help us get to 100 followers before this party or something?
Just 100.
Something like that. Is that what they do on the internet, right? Follow for follow. Whatever the hell these kids do on the internet.
If
the
you
trend,
like it,
right?
if you want to go on the wave, be part of the vibe.
Yeah, like it, love it, share it.
Different.
Yeah,
bring around like-minded people. Yeah, positivity is always a positive message.
Yeah, come and dance, come vibe with Steph, and follow the music, and that's it.
That's all there is to it. Ain't no fake in the funk here.
Period. Love it here. I love it here. Do you love it here?
I love it.
Love it here. You love it here, Caro? Yeah. She loves it here. It's late. She's like, girl, get out of my house. Y'all remember this. I'm a portable podcaster, so I just bring my shit everywhere. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. appreciate it. If you love this episode, share it. Tell your people, send it to everybody. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you need to share it. I'm on there. I'm on there. Just
outside. We outside and inside.
We outside and inside. We're gonna be outside, inside all summer. Wherever on the patio, a halfway patio, a whole patio. Summer's gonna be lit. COVID ain't here, or it's kind of acting like it's here, but everything's open.
Yeah.
So we outside. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you for vibing with Steph, and don't forget to follow the music.
Bye.